Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing an inner and outer thigh mat Pilates class. We will be using an optional yoga block. If you have one at home, go ahead and grab it. Otherwise, I will tell you how to modify without it. We'll go ahead and get started lying down on our backs. And intentional as we get there, take that block with you, slow and controlled as you melt your spine down. If you have the block, slide it between your thighs. If you don't, just kind of imagine that the block is there, about block the distance between your knees and your feet. Arms are long by your sides. Start with a couple rounds of squeezing that block and then bridge the hips all the way up. Squeeze the backs of the thighs, really squeeze that block. Draw the ribs in, round through your spine, articulate all the way down. Again, exhale, tuck the tail, scoop and lift the hips up, squeeze into the block, round through your spine, melt it down. 2 more times, slow like this. We hug that block in, squeeze to lift the hips up, slowly round and articulate down. 1 more time, we lift and squeeze the hips and glutes. This time find a little hip dip. Dip the hips halfway down, lift and squeeze the block. Dip, lift and squeeze. You'll start to feel those inner thighs really kick on to hug that block. We squeeze from the backs of the hips, right where that hamstring and glute meet. Arms along by your sides. Here, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. Hug that block and squeeze that block as much as you can. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze for 6, 5. Remember to breathe. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow as you can. Articulate all the way down. Then set the block off to the side, taking your arms long by your sides. Your head and shoulders are heavy. We lift the legs up high towards the ceiling. Find the heaviness through your tailbone, point through your toes. We inhale to open the legs out to a V. So cross the ankles and close. Inhale, open, switch your cross. Inhale, we're out. Exhale, we're in. Finding a little bit of that lower abdominal engagement to hold the tailbone heavy, to hold our legs out and in. Ribs pull in towards the mat, so we're connected to our core the entire time. We stretch those inner thighs as we open, squeeze the inner thighs to close. A little external rotation, so kind of think heels in, toes face out. Control your range out and in. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, we hold the legs wide, draw little circles around in one direction. This is where those abdominals we need to kick on in order to not let those hips rock side to side. Finding this movement through the inner thighs rather than just letting the hips rock forward and back. Keep the core really tight. 4, 3, 2, reverse direction, around in the opposite way, holding energy through the inner thighs. If you start to feel it a lot in the hip flexors, close the legs slightly. 4, 3, back to those open closes. We're out, cross in, inhale, open, and close. Inhale, we're out, exhale, draw in. Beautiful. Finding your shape, finding your pace and breath. Here's 10, 9, really squeeze the thighs, find length through the legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug those knees in, nice and wide towards the underarms. Get a little stretch of your hips, the hip flexors. Take the feet flat to the floor, nice and wide on your mat. Rock your knees side to side. Allow those hips to melt. Last bit on our back, we'll slide the legs together. Arms long by your sides, feet pretty close towards your hips. Lift those hips all the way up into a bridge shape, then bring your right knee to tabletop. Find that balance in your hips. Open the right leg to the right without letting your left hip or right hip dip, and bring it back in. Find that outer thigh as we open, contract through your core, and close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Maintaining the same range of motion. So So smaller with more stability is better than greater range with those hips rocking. Last one, inhale, open, exhale, close. Plant the foot down, lift the hips, find that balance, left knee to tabletop. Inhale, we open, push in the mat, squeeze in the inner and outer thigh to draw back in. Inhale out, exhale in. Naturally, you'll notice that weight will want to dip over to the left as we open it to the left. Try to hold the squeeze of your right glute, activate the triceps to resist changing anything about the spine. Last two. Last one. Plant both feet down, lift the hips up, round your spine, come all the way down. Hug your knees into your chest, lift off head and shoulders, begin to rock forward and back till you make your way up into a seat. We'll come onto our sideline, taking your left forearm down parallel to the top of your mat. That left knee is bent, knee and ankle in the same line as our right leg extends all the way out. The toes are relaxed on that right side, heel is up, little lifts up and down. Now we're targeting that outer thigh, so kind of complementing what we just worked, a lot of the inner thighs on our back. Now we're wrapping around the opposite side of the hip, resulting in a stronger hip joint, a stronger pelvis, nice sculpted legs and glutes. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, pause. Sweep the leg forward in front of you and sweep it back. Sweep it forward, keep the core tight, and sweep back. If there's any pain in the shoulder or you feel yourself collapsing into the shoulder joint, I want you to come all the way down with your head in your hand. We'll all meet here in a few, but if you're up, you can stay up for 6. Forward sweep, still keeping those toes relaxed. Heel is up to target that outer thigh. Leg stays lifted at hip height. Last 3, 2. We'll hold the leg forward in front. Little pulses down and up, down and up. Those thighs are stacked. Core is engaged. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it lifted, sweep it in line with the hip. Come all the way down onto your side if you're not already. This time we point through the toes, externally rotates. Now heel down, toe up. We lift the leg up, flex and lower down. You squeeze the thigh, point and lift, flex and lower. Now we're kind of working both the duality of the two. Still a lot of that external or outer thigh. That inner thigh does work on that way down as we resist gravity, pull the heel towards the floor. 6 more. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we lower. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold that leg low, toes face down. Second round, we find those little lifts and lowers. Pulse it up and up and up. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee, tap out that outer thigh and glute. From here, we'll come up, staying on this side. Just slide that block kind of right in line with your hips. The right foot will plant on the block. You'll extend your left leg straight towards that back corner of your mat. Open up tall to the chest. Reach your right arm overhead. Exhale, we lift that left inner thigh towards the hand and lower. So lift and lower. You'll feel a bit of your right oblique or the side of your waist working here as well. Kind of think of rolling that inner thigh to face up towards the ceiling. So we're externally rotated, working that inner thigh to lift, hold, and lower. Lift, hold, and lower. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, This one will hold the leg hovering from the floor. Find little pulses up and up and up. Open up a little bit more through your chest. Try not to sink into that left shoulder. It's a small range and that inner thigh is burning. My leg is starting to shake. Find your core. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly relax the foot. Bend both knees in. Come all the way up. We'll take a little side stretch. Right hand can come down. Left arm reaches up and over. And slowly switch to the other side. We'll start with that right forearm down, parallel to the top of your mat. Block can slide out of the way. Right knee is bent, faces the wall in front of you, knee and ankle in the same line. Start by extending your left leg long from the hips. So you reach long from head to shoulder, hip to heel, toes face down. Start with that lift and lower. Keeping the core tight. Imagine that the belly and the ribs are scooping up and away from the mat. Even if you're lying all the way down on your side, you still want to have that energy, like you're able to slide a couple fingertips underneath you. It'll help to promote lifting away from the mat, energizing the shoulder. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it lifted, sweep it forward and sweep it back. Find that hinge from the front of your hip. Try to keep that leg at the same height the entire time. That'll target that outer hip and glute. Inhale forward, exhale sweep. Here's 8, 7, core is active, so we're not moving that spine very much. Toes still relaxed, heel is up. 5 more. Sometimes the second side starts to fatigue a little quicker since that left side was stabilizing when we worked the other side. Totally normal to feel that here. Last 2. Last 1, we hold the leg forward, find little pulses, toes down, heel up, we lift and lift and lift. 8, 7, 6, open up the chest for 4, 3, 2, 1, sweep it back, lower all the way down onto your side, the head in your hand. So I may point the toes, heel down, toe up, we lift the leg up, flex and lower. Point and lift, flex and lower. In comparison, this feels like a nice little rest, kind of allowing that shape to take over through your leg, that long line from hip to heel. 6 more. Inhale, we rise. Those hips stay stacked. Notice that left hip likes to roll open. Keeping the hips stacked helps to work more outer thigh. Last 2. Last 1. We'll hold that leg down, toes face down, pulse it up and up and up. Finishing with those little sideline pulses. 8, 7, 6, belly in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax the knee, tap out the hip. Grab your block, prop yourself back up. Slide that block kind of the short height, the long way on the mat. Right forearm down, your left foot on the block, toes face the top of your mat. Then extend your right leg forward to the corner of your mat. Lift up and out of that right shoulder. Left arm reaches overhead. Take a breath in. Exhale, lift. Arm and leg to each other. Inhale, open. Exhale, lift. And open. Exhale, lift, hold. And open. So we're long through that right leg. You'll feel that secondary muscle of your core, that left oblique, helping with that little crunch in and open out. Inner thigh faces up towards the ceiling. For 6 more. Inhale, you reach, big stretch, and in. Squeeze that thigh, trying to maintain length of the leg. Here's 3, 2. This one, we hold the leg hovering over the floor. Little pulses up and up and up. Lift out of that right shoulder, open up through the chest. Little pulses, small but mighty movement. Those shakes are coming. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax it in. Bend both knees, prop yourself up, take that side stretch up and over to your left, and slowly release. We'll take a butterfly stretch. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. Use your hands, open up the feet, open up your heart, and fold in. Find that nice stretch into the inner and outer thighs. Relax those shoulders out of your ears. And we'll take it for a frog stretch. So kind of close your knees, slide your feet out from underneath you to start. Find a little table shape. Then widen your knees as wide as they'll go, kind of melting your hips down towards the floor with your chest melting forward. Kind of adjust a little bit more forward or back. See how that stretch feels for your body. Relax those shoulders. Take a few rounds of deep breaths. 2 more breaths. Last inhale. Last exhale. And slowly walk the hands in. Slowly close your knees. Come to sit on your heels. Take a big stretch of the arms up and overhead. Breathe in. Exhale the hands down in front of your chest. Thank you all so much for joining me today for this inner and outer thigh workout, strengthening into our hips 1 repetition at a time. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.